I wanted to ask you about something I saw that you wrote in terms of one of your passions, and that is finding kind of the commonality between business principles and yogic principles. I know that's a lot of what you talk about in general. So, but briefly, I think it's so interesting to look at what the commonalities are, right? Because there tends to be this disconnect between yoga and business, that business is kind of vilified and money in general and that sort of thing. So I love that you're addressing what are the common principles there. So anything to share there in terms of what you've discovered in terms of common principles?
So do we have like 2 or 3 more hours?
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. We can.
No, I will definitely do my best to be succinct. So let's start with viveka, which is discernment. And it's essential. It's an essential quality of our practice. And it's absolutely essential in business. We have to discern what is sustainable inside our business. And one of the places where I see yoga teachers getting really resistant, not all of them, but probably a majority, is looking at numbers and talking about numbers, talking about money. And the thing about numbers is that they're very neutral. They're very clear. They provide a type of satya, a type of truth-telling that is not available with using language. So it's not in any way that I think numbers should rule everything or that I think that intuition is not valuable. But we were talking earlier about the limbic system and our tendency to see danger where it doesn't exist and to kind of go into fear states. It's not super easy to tell the difference between intuition and anxiety. But if you look at numbers, they give you a very clear picture that isn't really open to interpretation. Am I making progress or not? Do the numbers add up? So I see in this case, this willingness to look at numbers is a yogic practice, is one tool to help us with satya and viveka. And from the other direction, and these are just like little tiny snippets of the whole picture here, right? But from the other direction, I think the practice of abhyasa vairagya is incredibly valuable as a business owner, because as a business owner, if you get overly wrapped up in the results of one specific experiment or one product or one idea that you had, you're going to miss out on the lessons from that. And you're going to miss on how you can stepstone from there and grow and pivot and figure out like what to do next. So abhyasa in business is going to be, taking the next step, whatever you're working on, but not with a sense of, oh my gosh, this has to work or I'm going to explode, but with that curiosity of, I wonder what's going to happen here. What will I learn from this? So to me, business has things to teach. Yoga has things to teach. They're both these frameworks for filtering information. And hopefully they lead us to a life that is authentic and of service. But there's no guarantee, right? We have seen so many examples of people using yoga in unethical ways. This has come out, especially in the last 10 years. And that's the case for business too. So neither of these frameworks are like pristine in and of themselves. It's how do we use them? And I just believe that they have a lot to teach each other. And together they create a more stable and holistic framework, at least for me, to live.
Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed this content and think others might as well, please feel free to share and subscribe.